Isang magandang Sabado po ng umaga sa ating lahat at ako po ay nagpapasalamat sa ating Panginoon at nagising po tayong muli sa isang umagang Sabado na puno ng pag-asa. Dalangin ko na sa umagang ito ay kayo po ay nasa malusog na pangangatawan at pag-isip. Welcome po muli sa 1143 DZMR para po sa programang Usapang Pangkalusugan. Dito po sa Sefton Village, Santiago City. Madidinig din po tayo sa Facebook page ng 1143 DZMR and even sa YouTube. Ako po muli si Dr. Jennifer Gatiwan C., your program host, at dalangin ko na samahan niyo ako sa loob ng kalahating oras upang pag-usapan natin ang isang napapanahong usapin. Ang pag-uusapan po natin sa araw na to is tungkol po sa World Suicide Prevention Day na ang tema po niya is Creating Hope Through Action. Na ito po ay inaalala natin itong World Suicide Prevention Day every 10th day of September. Because alam niyo po ba that 1 in every 100 deaths worldwide is the result of suicide. So isang daang namamatay ay hindi po dahil sa natural cause or accident but because kinuha, no, yung buhay. And this is very sad truth. So this year, nasabi po natin kanina, ang tema po is we must create hope through action. That is to draw attention to this important public health issue globally and para po maipakalat, no, ang mensahe na pwede pong maiwasan ang suicide. The International Association for Suicide Prevention spearhead this awareness program by encouraging understanding. So kailangan po maunawaan natin itong situation na suicide, itong condition na suicide, by reaching in and sharing our experiences. Not all people are suicidal, but all people go through tough times and we can share how we go through tough times and we can help others to live with hope that suicide is not an alternative pag tayo po ay may pinagdadaanan. So ang tema po netong this year, Creating Hope Through Action, this will give people the confidence to act and it highlights the fact that there is an alternative to suicide and it's our aim to inspire confidence and light in all of us. So by creating hope, mababawasan po ang stigma around suicide at magkakaroon po tayo ng kultura na mas healthy pagdating po sa mental health, that we can easily seek help pag meron po tayong pinagdadaanan. No? And we could create meaningful and safe conversations and talk about suicide and spread the message that it is okay to talk about suicide. And through action, we can play a supportive role to those people who are undergoing through crisis. Why should we talk about this? World Health Organization, they made a study and there was an estimate of around 700,000 people daw na namamatay due to suicide taon-taon. And almost 77% of all global suicides occur in low and middle income countries like the Philippines, yung mga mahihirap daw na bansa. And for every suicide, there are many more suicide attempts o meron daw tinatawag na serious suicidal ideation. So parang iniisip. Yun lang, hindi pinag-usapan. And suicidal behavior profoundly impacts families and communities and remains a universal challenge with millions impacted. Hindi lang naman yung taong namamatay, kundi buong komunidad. The reduction of suicide mortality is of global importance and a vital public health consideration. So, kaya po natin pinag-uusapan ito. And based on the World Health Organization, ayon sa kanila, an individual suffering with depression, so isang sakit po to, no, mental health, is 20 times more likely to die by suicide than someone without the disorder. So sila yung mas prone. And right now, there are a lot of people who are going through this mental health problem called depression. And suicide remains illegal. Bawal po to in over 20 countries. And while people who engage in suicidal behavior may be punished in some countries na sumusunod po sa tinatawag nating Sharia law, sa mga Muslim countries po to, ang kaparusahan daw po ay may mga legal penalties, no, na may binabayaran sila or short prison sentence to life imprisonment. Ayan, so technically, corrective factors ang ginagawa nila. Hindi naman death penalty. Siyempre kasi nga ayaw nga naman nila. Okay? So, how can we create hope? Ano po ba yung mga action na pwede nating gawin? Technically, isang action lang. Take time to reach out. Taking time to reach out to someone in our community. Sino tong mga to? They could be your family member, your friend, a colleague in your workplace, or even a stranger na nakilala mo lang sa sasakyan, sa daan, no? You take time to reach them out so you could change the course of that person's life. So, sa pagbigay natin ng panahon sa kanila, ano ba yung dapat nating gawin? We must look out for those people who are not coping. So, kailangan maging sensitive tayo sa mga taong may pinagdadaanan. Ano ba yung dapat nating hanapin sa mga taong sa tingin natin ay may suicidal ideation? Yung mga warning signs tulad ng kawalan ng pag-asa, rage, no, mabilis magalit, uncontrolled anger, seeking revenge, acting recklessly or engaging in risky activities, yung buwis-buhay na mga activities, seemingly without thinking, hindi sila nag-iisip, parang very impulsive ang kanilang nature. At meron silang pakiramdam that they are trapped like there is no way out. There's an increased use of alcohol or drugs, and bigla sila nagkaroon ng withdrawal symptoms. Dati sociable sila, pero ngayon, they withdraw from the society, they withdraw from their friends and their family, and they are anxious, palaging kinakabahan, agitated, kulang sa tulog or tulog ng tulog, no? Extremes, no? And dramatic mood changes. So sila yung ito yung mga dapat nating mapansin sa isang taong may pinagdadaanan. Now, sometimes, napansin mo nga, pero wala kang gagawin. Pero ang isipin natin, you don't need to have all the answers. Okay? People are often reluctant to intervene. Ayaw nating makialam kasi maraming kadahilanan. But most of them is for fear of not knowing what to say. Hindi ko naman alam kung anong gagawin ko. Napansin ko lang. Pero intindihin daw natin, walang specific formula. Those individuals in distress are often not looking for specific advice. Hindi naman sila naghahanap agad ng solusyon. Ang hinahanap lang nila, empathy, compassion, genuine concern, and yun, dun po mag-uumpisa. Yung knowledge of resources and it will follow. No? Ang hinahanap lang nila is a person who has a desire to help. That could be the key of preventing this tragedy. Individuals who have survived a suicide attempt have much to teach us about how the words and actions of others can be very important. So, and those who have come through an episode of severe suicidal thinking, kadalasan sinasabit nila, hindi naman talaga sila naghahanap ng solusyon, pero naghahanap lang sila ng makakausap. At nung mga oras na yon, pwede nga naman talagang mapigilan. So, pag ikaw yun nandun, naghanap ng makausap, do not be afraid to ask that person kung siya nga ay suicidal ng mga oras na yon. Another factor that prevents individuals from intervening is they worry na pag tinanong nila kung suicidal pa yon, parang sila pa yung magti-trigger. Actually, ito daw ay hindi totoo. Kung ang evidence, no, studies, pinakita ng research is, this is not the case. Pag nag-offer ka ng support and you put it out in the open, and you have this time talaga to listen, this will likely reduce the distress in that person at mas malalesen pa nga daw po yung kanyang suicidal thoughts. So, better ask, and have a listening ear immediately. The listening ear of someone with compassion, again, with empathy, huwag kang manghuhusga agad, can help restore hope in that person. So check in on them, ask them how they are doing, encourage them to tell their story, and that small act will go a long way. So take time, reach out, and be aware of those people who need help. Alam niyo yung mga sinabi nating symptoms, and take time to start a conversation na step closer to them, reach them out, encourage them to talk about how they feel. Okay? And pag dun na nag-umpisa, dun na tayo sa support group. Okay? So you can be the light at that very hour. Ikaw yung pinaka-pivotal. Hindi naman yung psychiatrist or yung doctor. Dahil ikaw yung mga nandoon ng oras na yun. So now, how can we start a conversation? Resources are available from many reputable resources and na pwede pong mag-assist na even the common people, hindi naman lahat dediretso tayo sa mga specialista. Lalo na dito sa Pilipinas, konti lang po ang mga specialista with regards to mental health. Ang isi-share ko na lang po, isa sa mga resources, yung pong program called Are You Okay? This program was developed po in Australia as a conversation movement that endeavors to inspire others to help break the silence and ask the question, are you okay? This is to support someone struggling with some simple steps that could change that person's life. So, are you okay? 4 simple words that could impact someone's life. And pag inumpisahan daw po natin itong question na to and commenting dun sa mga napansin nating mga symptoms nila, you could help that person, that family member, your office mate na mag-open up. Pag sinabi nilang they are not okay, you can follow these simple conversations to show them that they are supported, that you are there to find strategies to better manage yung kanyang binubuhat, ang kanyang load. And if they said that they are okay, pwede mo rin sabihin sa kanya na you are there, you care enough to ask. Okay? Kasi sometimes they will deny, no? Denial stage could still be there, that person. Hindi naman nila agad aaminin. But before you can look out for others, you need to look out for yourself as well. No? Na if you yourself is okay or not. So, okay lang din daw po yun. If you're not the right person, you think you're not the right person to have that conversation, try to think of someone else in your support network who could talk to that person. Okay? So, to help decide whether you're ready to start a meaningful conversation, evaluate yourself also. So, evaluate, am I ready? Ako ba ay nasa healthy mindset din? Baka ako mismo ang kailangan ng tulong. Na kung okay ka naman, are you ready to listen? To really listen? And do you really have that time? Ngayon sa panahon natin, time is very subjective, no? Wala tayong time makinig, pero meron tayong time sa ibang bagay, lalo na sa social media. So, yun, evaluate natin yung sarili natin. Rather than spending too much time to social media, spend time to those people really around you who really needs time na ibigay para sa kanila. Remember, one of the love language na ibinigay sa atin ay time. No? Other love languages are service, affection, no? But time is one of the love language that each person needs. So, kung ikaw naman ay sa tingin mo ready, the question now is, are you prepared? Do I understand that if I ask how someone's going through, paano kung sinabi niyang, no, I'm not? Are you prepared to ask the next question? Do I understand that I cannot fix someone else's problem? So, hindi naman po ibig sabihin na nagtanong ka, kaya mong ayusin. Okay? Sometimes, the fixing nanggagaling din mismo doon sa taong yun. Gusto lang niyang mai-process. May tumulong sa kanya mag-process ng kanyang iniisip. So, kaya hindi ka nagtatanong para to fix that person's life. You're just there to show that person that you are ready to listen. Do I accept that they might not be ready to talk or they might not want to talk to me? So what if dinecline niya, no? Are you okay? Pag sinabi niya, I'm okay, don't talk to me. So what's your next response? So yun yung mga dapat nating pag-isipan. Okay? Now, how about yung moment? Have I chosen somewhere relatively private and comfortable for that person to talk about? So kailangan talaga very important that when you talk to the person, you have to talk to that person in private na komportable siya, hindi siya feeling na parang na-trap, baka lalo pang mag-trigger yung baka tumalon sa bintana. Have I figured out a time that will be good for them to chat? So, kailangan perfect din yung moment. And have I made sure I have enough time to chat properly? Ikaw mismo, hindi ka nagmamadali. So, tips on how to ask do sa question na are you okay? So, ikaw mismo, you should be relaxed, be friendly, and be concerned. Help them open up by asking questions like, kumusta na? Ano na nangyayari? So, tanungin mo lang yung mga events niya sa buhay, yung ups and downs. And mention specific things that have made you concerned for them. So, ano nga ba? Bakit mo natanong yung are you okay? Kasi, pansin mo, dati madaldal ka, ngayon parang tahimik ka. Parang ganon. So, para dun ka mag-start ng conversations. Now, if they don't want to talk, do not criticize them. Never judge. Just tell them that you are concerned about their changes in their behavior and you care to talk about it. Avoid confrontation. Siyempre, do not criticize, you do not confront. And pag tinurn down ka niya, sabihin mo lang, please call me if ever you want to chat or is there someone else na gusto mong mas makausap, na mas makakapag-open up ka. So, yun. So, ganun daw dapat ang ating response. Now, kung nag-respond naman siya sa'yo, listen with an open mind. Take what they say seriously and never interrupt. Huwag masyadong nagmamadali. Don't judge their experiences or reactions kasi experience nila yun eh. They own it. No? Acknowledge those experiences na para sa kanila ay mahirap. So may kanya-kanya tayong threshold. Baka yung taong yun, mahirap na para sa kanya. So don't jump into conclusion na ang liit na bagay para mag-react ka. So doon pa lang baka hindi ka na nakatulong. If they need time to think, sit patiently with silence. Silence is better than saying anything. And encourage them to explain, no? Kapag may sinabi sila, magtanong ka pa open-ended questions. How are you feeling about that? How long have you felt that way? So ask more questions. No? In asking more questions, pinapakita mo sa kanya na nakikinig ka. At pag may sinabi siya, pwede mong ulitin sa kanya yung pagkakaintindi mo if you understood that properly. So makikita niya that you are really listening. After that, you can encourage some action from that person. Pwede kang magtanong na, what have you done in the past? Kung meron kang ganitong sitwasyon na pinagdaanan, no? Again, open-ended question. Anong ginawa mo? Ayun. O kaya, pwede mong tanongin sa kanya, paano kita matutulungan? Gusto mo ba ng tulong ko? Or you can also ask, what's something you can do for yourself right now? Ikaw mismo. Ano sa tingin mong pwede mong gawin sa sarili mo para mabawasan yan? Yan. Pwede mo rin tanong sa, gusto mo, kape muna tayo, fishbowl muna tayo, mga ganon. Okay? And ikaw din, pwede kang mag-share, no? Lalo na kung medyo relate ka dun sa pinagdadaanan niya, you could share how you went through those difficult time and how you manage it at pwedeng makatulong sa kanya. And of course, kung minsan talagang medyo mabigat, be positive about the role of professionals in getting through these tough times. Lalo na if they need expert help, huwag tayong matakot na sabihin sa kanya na maybe you need to seek a health professional. Lalo na kung medyo matagal na, kunyari more than 2 weeks na yan. So, magandang sa ganun tayo mag-umpisa. And after that, no, check in on them. Ibig sabihin ng check in on them, i-follow up, no? Pwede kang after a few days, kumustahin siya para alam niya na you are thinking of that person. Okay? And ask if they have found a better way to manage their situation. If they have not done anything, do not judge them still. no? Just be there. Just be that person who is willing to listen to them at that very moment. So stay in touch and be there for them. Be genuine sa kanya. Magpakatotoo ka na pinapakita mong concern ka sa kanya and you can make a difference. So it's not always easy to keep the conversation going when someone says that they are not okay, but this could change that person's life. These four simple words, no, delivered with empathy, will contribute to suicide prevention. And let this be an encouragement for everyone talaga sa panahon ngayon to invest more time in our personal relationships with our family, with our friends, with our colleagues in the workplace. Let us be alert to those people around us na may mukhang iba ang kanilang pag-uugali and start a conversation if we identify some signs of distress or difficulty and immediately connect with them to an appropriate support, no? You will be the first support and then the professional support, no? Pag talagang nagtagal yun. So as we end, let's talk about what does the Bible says about suicide. So nakuha ko po to sa gotquestions.org. The Bible mentions 6 people na nag-commit suicide, no? Sa Old Testament, si Abimelech. I think this is a king, no? Si King Saul, yung armor bearer niya, si Ahithophel, si Zimri. So usually nandun sa Old Testament. Sa New Testament, sikat na sikat si Judas, isa dun sa mga 12 disciples. So sa 6 na yon, 5 of these were noted for their wickedness. Masasamang character sila. Except dun sa armor bearer ni Saul, wala naman sinabi. No? Siguro dahil ginawa yun ng kanyang boss, sumunod na lang siya. Other consider Samson's death also an instance of suicide because he knew that yung gagawin niya, ikamamatay niya. Pero ang goal naman niya noon is to kill the Philistines, no? Not himself. Yun lang, nadamay siya. So, the Bible views suicide as equal to murder. Ang tawag lang dito, self-murder. Yung sarili mo yung papatayin mo. And God is the only one who is to decide when a person and how a person should die. We should say, yung sabi sa Psalms 31:15, my times are in your hands. So, Diyos lang talaga nakakaalam because He is the giver of life. He gives and He's also the one who takes away. Suicide, the taking of one's own life, is ungodly because it rejects God's gift of life. And no man or woman should presume to take God's authority upon themselves to end his or her own life. Sa Bible, si King Solomon, nung peak ng kanyang success, pero na-depress siya, he came to a point that he hated life. Nasabi niya yon. Elijah, si Prophet Elijah, nung na-depress siya, no, he yearned for death. Si Jonah, the Prophet Jonah, nung nagalit siya kay God dahil na-save yung Nineveh, sabi niya kay God, sana patayin mo na lang din ako. And even Apostle Paul sa New Testament, no, under great pressure, parang na-burn out na siya. He had these suicidal thoughts also. However, none of these people committed suicide. Solomon learned to fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. Si Elijah, kinomfort siya ng angel, pinagpahinga siya, tapos binigyan siya ng bagong mission. Si Jonah, napagsabihan siya ni God at nagbago rin siya. Si Paul, he learned how to handle pressure, that he is not to bear this because it is the Lord who can bear all these things, no? So para daw matuto tayo mag-rely sa Panginoon who raises the dead. So hindi sila nagpakamatay. So according to the Bible, suicide is a sin. It is not the greatest sin, no? So in terms of how God sees it, it does not determine the person's eternal destiny. Kasi iba sinasabi nila pag nag-suicide, alam na nila kung saan ang direksyon, no? Panginoon pa rin naman. It's between God and that person. However, suicide definitely has a deep and lasting impact sa community ng mga naiwan niya. There would be painful scars left by suicide that will not heal easily. So it's our prayer today that God will grant grace to each one who is facing trials today, the same grace that He gave to Solomon, to Elijah, to Paul, to Jonah. and even to job. And may each of us take hope in the promise that everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. So if you are considering suicide, you are not alone. Marami po tayong suicide prevention hotlines from the National Center of Mental Health. It's number 0917-899-USAP or 899-8727. Yung landline 7989-8727. At dito po sa 1143 DCMR, pwede rin po kayong mag-reach out through 0917-564-8388. So let us continue to be connected as much as possible to let others feel that they are not alone in their life battle. Let's take time to stay connected and have conversations that can help others through difficult times in their lives. So tomorrow, September 10th, let's light a candle near our window at around 8 in the evening to show our support for suicide prevention, to remember our lost loved one, and for the survivors of suicide. So that's it po for today sa ating programang Usapang Pangkalusugan. Nawa sa sandaling panahon po ay may nibigay po tayong linaw at mahalagang impormasyon tungkol sa very important topic natin sa araw na to. Aking dalangin ay mamuhay tayo ng malusog sa katawan at kaisipan. Abangan niyo po akong muli sa susunod na Sabado para muli sa ating programang Usapang Pangkalusugan. Dito lamang po sa 1143 DCMR, a proud member of KBP. Ating tandaan, ang ating kalusugan ay kayamanang di mapapantayan. Happy weekend po sa ating lahat!